One.
Hi guys, Miss L again. I decided that today I'm going to read you the story. It's called The Girl Who Thought in Pictures. It's the story of Temple Grandin. Temple Grandin is a famous woman. We're going to find out why she's famous. And she had to go through a lot to get to where she is in her life and with her career. So let's read about Temple Grandin. You're going to notice that this story is written in a little bit different fashion than a lot of the picture books that I read. This one is more of a long poem. So, Temple Grandin, The Girl Who Thought in Pictures, written by Julia Finley Mosca, illustrated by Daniel Riley, published by Scholastic. What do you think she might be interested in? Written by Julia Finley Mosca, illustrated by Daniel Riley, The Girl Who Thought in Pictures, the story of Dr. Temple Grandin. If you ever felt different, if you've ever been low, if you don't quite fit in, there's a name you should know. Temple Grandin's that name. In her tale you'll find glory. So get ready, get set for this cowgirl's true story. In the city of Boston, one hot summer day, a sweet baby was born. It was Temple. Hooray! Unique from the start, an unusual girl, she loved spinning in circles and watching things twirl. But some things she hated, like certain loud sounds, or bright crowded places, large cities and towns. Frilly dresses with tags that made her itch, pull, and tug. Something else that she hated? A big, squeezy hug. Oh, I can't imagine not liking hugs. A shy loner at this Temple, but when she got mad, when her feelings of stress and frustration got bad, quite a tantrum she'd throw, kick, holler, bang, shriek. Yet, still by age 3, not one word did she speak. She'll never be normal, was what some did say. Her brain's not quite right. You must send her away. Away? Not my Temple, her mother proclaimed. We'll figure this out. You should all be ashamed. Go to the doctor. Then, little by little, though sometimes she balked, special teachers helped Temple, and one day she talked. And that thing with her brain, it was autism. See? She was different, not less. They all finally agreed. Like most kids her age, she loved ice cream and art, but the way Temple thought, that's what set her apart. If something was mentioned, for instance, a fly, in her mind she'd see dozens of photos buzz by. So she'd hear the word fly, and that's what would go through her head. When the time came for school, let's just say that was hard. Kids taunted and chased her all over the yard. They picked on poor Temple, how crazy it drove her. They teased her for saying things over and over, and over and over and over. Until finally she snapped. Yes, she did. Lost her cool. Threw a book at a kid and was kicked out of school. The truth of it, not one really got Temple, but well, then again, the truth of it was, Temple didn't get them. You need to go away, said her mother. That's what's best. You'll go visit your aunt on a ranch out west. So she went from Boston on the East Coast to a ranch out on the West Coast. And guess what? Fitting in on the farm was less stress, since the pigs didn't care if her hair was a mess. Quite a sweet spot she had for the cows in their herds, such a big gentle beast who knew nothing of words. As she watched her new friends, a thought popped into her head. These cows think like me, in pictures instead. At a new school that fall, Temple found more support and a teacher who taught her, "You'll never fall short. When you find out what you're good at, like science, you'll soar." And that teacher was right. He had opened a door. So she built a machine like she'd seen on some farms, an invention that hugged her with boards and not arms. It worked! She had done it. From memory, it's true. And just like the cows, it made Temple calm too. So they use these machines when they're going to give cows shots to make them calm so that they don't get upset, because nobody likes getting a shot. Temple didn't like to be hugged, but she found a way she could be hugged and calmed. "I'm special," she thought, "like a bright shooting star. My attention to detail will help me go far." Through her studies, she learned that there were farms not so kind. "I'll help them," she said. Some solutions she'd find. So she was looking at the way that the cows were treated. And then something cool. Can you guess? Could it be? Off to college she went. A degree she earned 3. And though ladies weren't experts on farms at that time, you'd think that stopped Temple? No way! She did fine. She stepped through that door and went forward, no tears. She looked on the world, but at times she had fears. Because some things were scary, like people she'd meet who'd ignore her ideas and, well, wouldn't be sweet. But she never gave up, learned her stuff through and through, like why cattle circle and what makes them go moo. To build better farms was her goal. She would do it. Be kind to our creatures. They have feelings. She knew it. And slowly but surely she changed many minds until farm after farm built her awesome designs. Word spread about Temple, her feet's not so small. Temple Grandin, she's grand. She's the grandest of all. Sorry, I'm going to go back a page. Temple actually wrote a book that's called Livestock Handling and Transport, and that is something that farmers still use today. Now, for these things and more, she's won honors and prizes, and a movie was made. But the biggest surprise is that girl with the future that couldn't be bleaker. Yes, the one Silence girl. She's now a big speaker. Today she spreads hope with her stories and speeches from New York to Sydney to Rome. Temple teaches. Each person is special, so unique are minds. This world needs your ideas. It takes brains of all kinds. So here's the lesson, feeling odd or offbeat. Being different might just be what makes you so neat. Don't let doubt hold you back, not for 1 minute more. Stand tall, like Temple. March right through that door. This is a real picture of Temple Grandin with some cows, and she has written a letter to our readers. Those of you that watched the Can I Be Your Dog yesterday, you'll remember that this is a letter and it has different parts that we talked about. Dear reader, as a child, I was really glad that my mother always encouraged my ability in art. I encourage you to find something you are good at and work on developing it. If you are interested in becoming a scientist like me, find cool new ways to look at things such as microscopes and telescopes. Explore nature. Think up your own hands-on science experiments. Keep learning, especially from your mistakes. Temple Grandin. Here are a few facts and fun tidbits from the author talking to Temple. One of her hobbies was, if anything flew, she loved it. She loved astronauts. She loved building rockets. That's something she did at the special school that she went to. She was part of a movie. It's called Temple Grandin. It was released in 2010. It is a great movie, and it shows what she went through growing up. She was really pleased with the way that everybody was cast. She has her own look. She wears cowboy shirts. She always wears cowboy shirts and a scarf or bandana around her neck and cowboy boots and jeans. When it was the 1970s, and she was getting into the livestock and the science. That was all men. Women weren't allowed in that, so she was groundbreaking, and it took her a long time to get in there. But she did amazing things. And she mentions that she couldn't have gotten where she could without doors. And this says Doorway to the Future. This one I'm going to read because I think that this one sends an important message. A study of Temple's journey would not be complete without the mention of doors. You see, for Temple, they aren't simply a way to get in and out of a room, but a symbol of what's to come. In order to think about something abstract like my future, I have to have something I can actually visualize, like a door, she explained. Temple said she first came up with the idea as a young girl. When the suggestion of moving on to new experiences or places could be frightening, she'd picture herself stepping through a doorway, and that would help her make her feel better. And so that's just the way that she talked about everything. She is a public speaker, and then this book also has a special feature called it's called The Timeline. It starts with when she was born in 1947, and it shows all of those important steps that have made her who she is and why we're reading a book about her now, and it leads up to the present. She now lives in Colorado, and she teaches at Colorado State University. She still writes and speaks and researches, and she teaches about animal science and autism. And there's some more in the end that has a biography about her, and some pictures of some cows. So anyways, hope that you guys liked the book today. It was different. It was fun. It is nonfiction because it's a true story about somebody. It's just presented in a different way. Thank you for watching my video. Please remember to like and subscribe. Bye!